Pokimane, Pokemon, Pikachu. I really am learning all of these YouTube personalities. So is her apology sincere? Does she really mean it? Is there a sinister reason lurking below about what she's really trying to achieve here? And is she really sorry that she used the N-word? So we're going to look at this.
Not only that, but
This.
So.
And this.
My apology at the
Could give you all the information that you need to understand if Pokimane is sincere with her apology. So welcome back to the Believe in Bruce channel. If you're interested in the art of body language analysis, if you're trying to understand the world of lying, so maybe you can become a better liar while making sure nobody or your partner can ever lie to you again, then it would be lovely if you could show some love to the channel. Take 2 seconds to subscribe below. If you're interested in anything to do with the head and the heart, that's what this channel is here to do, to help you think, feel and act that little bit better. We are on our journey towards 200,000 subscribers and beyond. So yeah, take 2 seconds to subscribe below. And also, this video come by someone sending me a message on my Instagram. And this is Joshua JB Carr, as you can see here. Now that's brilliant. I've got people from my audience sending me messages. Believe in Bruce, have a look at this. And I will always acknowledge somebody who gives me the idea. So if it's relevant, these are the KPIs for the videos, because I'm not a massive channel just yet. So if it's relevant, if it's popular, if they are trended now, you know, if they're widely known across the globe, and it's happening right now, that's the type of videos that I want to know about, because the more people are searching for them, it tends to help the videos that we produce. Ultimately, it makes it worth my while. But anything that's trending right now, hit me up on Instagram, Believe in Bruce 360, and I will credit you just like I did Joshua. And there's some really interesting stuff happening here with Pokimane. About her intentions, the message that she tries to convey, but also what's going on inside. And I might even, in fact I'm going to cover an evocative topic later on. So this is going to be more about body language. I'm going to throw some bombs out there just so you can give me your opinion on some of the stuff that's occurred here but not necessarily being talked about, but that's definitely impacting on this situation. Quick nod to the supporting partner here, Huddle Culture. Just happens to be my company. So people keep asking me, Bruce, you know, where do you get your body language analysis knowledge from? What do you do with it? You know, what's your qualifications? What's your background? So I go around the world teaching body language studies. The reason why I do that is for leadership, coaching, performance, safety. If you're more in tune with your people, you're more likely to get the best out of them, but also yourself. So body language analysis is such an important topic. So if you are watching, you've got a corporate background and you think that your organisation could do with some Believe in Bruce body language training, give us a ring. I'll put the link in below to my company. So Pokimane's body language, let's look for an emotional baseline. One of the biggest things that we can get from anyone's emotional baseline, remember, so you could understand somebody, so you can see what's going on. What do they do all of the time? What's present in any type of conversation? And if they do something more of or less of, boom, we dive in there, because biology does not lie. And you'll see here what Pokimane does, and when she's recollecting memories from the hippocampus, remember the hippocampus, one of the main areas about emotional memory recall, she looks down to the left hand side. Now she doesn't always look down, there's a bit of searching, etc. But her main focus, her main area where she collects memories from is down to the left hand side. So why is this important for you? Well, you know that if you're engaging with someone and they tend to be, let's just say they're bringing back facts that you know are true and they look in a certain direction, that is where the truthful area is. If you see them now, a search is a little bit different, but if you ask them a question and then they go somewhere else, that could be an indication that all may not be as they're trying to convey. They may not be honest with you. It's not to say they're lying, but it's always worth digging that little bit deeper. And also what we've got is, oh my lord, there is some eye blocking going on here. Remember the eye block.
Not only that, but I should have properly apologized when the incidents actually occurred.
Because here with Pokimane, you see these eye blocks, and I'm going to give a few examples throughout the video. She 100% desires these activities, these tasks, these things, that the behaviours that she's exhibited in the past to fully disappear. Now what we're seeing in this video, she's talking about Keemstar. Alright, Keemstar, a gentleman, I believe from the United States with a big type of beard. And when she starts to talk about Keemstar, you'll see there is a longer block. It's not just a blink of an eye block. There is an elongated block.
Firstly, there was an incident back at the end of 2018 where me and Keemstar had an argument over Twitter.
That elongated eye block gives a really good indication that she would do anything for that particular activity, that particular engagement, to have never have occurred. Now what we've got here is she talks about my mistake, alright? And it's the hands that I want you to look at, alright? The hands. Because when she says it's my mistake, the hands are open palm towards her. Now what you see a lot of in conversations, if someone says that's your fault, you say, whoa, 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 2 seconds. It's that I'm keeping the threat away from me. Whoa, I'm just keeping you back there. Oh, hold on. Yeah? But what you see here, coupled with the narrative that she's offering as my mistake, her hands indicate that she is being truthful. She's actually sending that energy towards herself. She's reflecting on herself, but she's owning that.
So I agreed and the video was taken down. This was my mistake, because...
And then there's a little bit here with Pewdie. Alright, Pewdie is apparently a big YouTuber as well. I'm not sure where this gentleman's from. But Pewdie is basically saying within his clip that she's clipped into her video. You know, the worst thing you could have done was actually try to take it down because now you've just got more negative energy and the proof is in the pudding. And you'll see some eye blocks going on here. Again, her emotional baseline. She's really wanting these activities, these experiences from the past to disappear. I want you to watch the subtle movement of the hand. She's shooing that activity away. She wants us to move on.
You're just drawing more attention to it.
And frankly, my apology at the time was not very good, or was not good enough, period.
So subtle, but if you've got the skills because you've been to the Believe in Bruce channel, you'll be able now to see what the average person can't. Now we've got a bit of submissive stuff going on, and I'm not talking about 50 Shades of Grey, however entertaining that may be. But you'll see here, it's the bow, it's the submissive, it's the sincere acknowledgement, it's the tortoise effect, it's the body restriction, the size going down, reducing. I've genuinely learned from my mistakes and you'll see that bow.
So I just want to reiterate that I'm sorry for taking down that video, and since then I have not taken down any videos like that, and I've genuinely tried to learn from my mistake. Oh.
You see here she talks about something else where, another example, and you'll see her lick her lips. Now licking lips at that particular time, yeah, she might have a dry mouth, Bruce, she might, but what she says is she goes to give another example where she's really not happy. Something else is, and remember, I don't know what's going on here, all I'm doing is I'm commentating on the body language that Pokimane is giving off. And you'll see the lick of the lips. Now that's produced by the adrenaline, alright? She's getting ready for that fight. She wants to say something, but she's stopping herself. That urge, that desire, that passion that wants to come out. Where she readjusts to her as well. She's trying to present, remember, it's the narrative combined with the body language. What is she saying and then what is she doing? That's where you can find the connection. So she's trying to present herself differently. There's something going on here. That's the lips. She's not happy with it. She wants to say something about it. She's in front of the camera, so she is composing herself. But then you get that little readjustment. Remember, emotional baseline. There's only 2 or 3 times where she does that through the video, and again, there's very specific points because she's readjusting her image. She wants to present a different image. She wishes she could change this, what happened, for something else. And you can all take that from a simple adjustment of the hair. Have a look.
Other incidents were a bit more complicated because it was situations where people were re-uploading content of mine or something that I put out there. Regardless, I still handled those situations badly.
And from that there, she's still carrying that emotional baggage. Although she's saying sorry, she's still hurt, she's still wounded, she's still got emotions. And that's fine because she's human, just like you or I. On this one, she gives an example of where she has, on some type of live stream, she's commented on a subscriber or a YouTuber called It's a Gundam, I think, It's a Gundam, something like that. And this guy, there was a voice of a guy in the video, is effectively making fun of one of her fans. She's then bit back and said something in retaliation, and now she's apologising for that. So
it just felt so unfair to see that happen to an innocent fan who didn't write this tweet, had nothing to do with the situation, and so in my opinion just didn't deserve it. And I got really caught up,
And then building on that, she talks about a time 5 or 7 years ago, I can't remember, so let me know. And again, anything, please comment below. I always love reading all your comments and getting your perspectives on stuff that you've seen or I missed out, or actually, no, just coming around our campfire and sharing our learning and opinions. All opinions are welcome. But then she talks about when she used the N-word 5 or 7 years ago. And then if you listen to what she said it wasn't done with any hateful intent, or it was taken out of context, or etc, etc. Now let's be fair, let's have a conversation. Black Lives Matter, absolutely. Now what's really interesting is I was having a conversation just yesterday about this type of word, about this conversation. And it was offered that if you're white, you can't say it. If you're black, you can say it. I'm going to keep it as high level as that. Now that approach there, again, please tell me, this is not a fact, so I'm asking what your opinions are. Because that type of, well, you can say it and we can't, or if somebody says it'll cancel them, but actually there's a black comedian across here who says it, and he's accepted with open arms and everybody laughs at him, because it seems to be more acceptable if it's a black person who says it. That doesn't do anything for equality. That doesn't do anything for diversity. That doesn't do anything for inclusion. We've all got to get around the campfire. We've all got to be treated equal. We've all got to feel like we can come into that safe space and tell each other our stories. We can listen, we can appreciate, we can hear opinions. We're allowed to have that open and honest collaborative type conversation. That's where parties really come together. Now this is an example of where potentially we need to improve as a culture, as a society, as a world. Are the parameters that we're working to, or the rules and regulations that are being stipulated to us, or we think we've got to adhere in order to be popular, in order to be accepted, are they actually causing, under the surface, really unhelpful feelings, behaviours, frustration that's actually widening the gap rather than bringing people together, which is what we should be trying to achieve?
I sometimes see a clip and a tweet circulating from the past where I've said the N-word. I believe the tweet is from about 5 years ago and the clip from about 7 years ago. And although I never said it with ill intent or racial context or the hard R.
I think it's a good question just to ponder, not a body language question, but definitely something around bringing from an anthropological history people around the campfire. Doesn't matter whether you're male, female, transgender, how old you are, where you're from, etc, etc. The more campfires we can create, the more people we get in and listen to and tell our stories, and we create that, active listening space through psychological safety, the world's got to be a better place. And remember, if you are enjoying the content that I'm bringing here, please take 2 seconds to subscribe below. Remember, if you've got any ideas, believe in Bruce 360. And now the conclusion, so she gets to the end of the video. And what I see here, overall, is an authentic young lady who has made mistakes, absolutely. I've made mistakes in my life, and I'm sure you have too. But her body language is definitely lining up. There is congruence, there is synchrony there. When she's saying sorry, her eyes are closing. She's giving the nod, she's giving the bow. She's looking like she's sorry. She's sounding like she's sorry. And then at the end, you see the chair move ever so subtle. That's where the adrenaline starts pumping. Now, she hasn't done it anywhere before in this interview, but that's her with a self-soothe. And you can tell by the narrative that she's played and the body language that she's give off that what's going on is that, I hope that's enough. I hope you believe me. I hope you can see that I'm being authentic. And again, in a fair and balanced way, I would have to say she is.
I really want to thank anybody that discussed any of these topics in a constructive manner. Reading your comments or thoughts genuinely helped me better understand my wrongdoings, as well as just further my perspective. So, thank you for listening. I hope I can do and be better for you all.
It's all about being fair and balanced. Yeah, I will give you accurate data backed up by science, but I will always give you fair and balanced analysis and backed up with why I'm giving my opinions. But more important than any of this, believe in Bruce. Please remember to be kind to yourselves and each other.